Mojo pulls a regular old Jumanji on them.
I've watched Guardians of the Galaxy too many times for me not to know what that is.
Well, just let him eat your planet. Don't be like a poor person.
What's poppin', Palaxy? Today on the Bounty Board, we talk all about X-Men 97 Episode 4, which features an amazing Guardians of the Galaxy Easter egg. So, kick up that warp drive and let's punch this thing. Welcome back to the Guardians of the Palaxy podcast, my friends. What's going on? My name's MT, and I'm here with my two wonderful friends, Whitney Van Laningham and Tommy Bechtold. What's going on, X-Friends, X-Men?
Oh my God, X-Friends.
Oh my God, X-Friends, yeah. I was like, holy shit, are you breaking up with us?
I didn't even realize what I said. You heard it here first, X-Friends?
No, we're current friends. We are up to date, current. I renewed my subscription to this friendship.
Guardians of the enemies.
Guardians of the enemies.
Tell me this tattoo wasn't for nothing. Yes, MT, I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing great. I am so freaking amped to talk about this X-Men episode because it's all about my girl, Jubilee. I freaking love Jubilee. She is my vice favorite X-Men next to Beast. Beast and Jubilee are my favorites.
Can I say something about this series? I know we're diving into 2 episodes. Well, we got a classic cartoon Saturday morning special, a split X.
Yeah, we got a split episode.
I was so shocked. I was like, oh my God, what's going on?
I loved it. But can I say the X-Men-ified, X-Men animated series-ified version of the Marvel Studios logo?
Yes.
With the really staticky electric guitar. Stick that straight in my veins and pump it till I black out.
Pump it till Captain Crunch flies out my nose and onto my footy pajamas, baby.
Seriously.
Because it's Saturday morning in the 90s all over again.
That slaps so hard. How are you not excited after that? I say how I dare you to not be excited. Anyway, 2 eps. Featuring the man who I most often get fan casted as, Mojo. I swear to God,
really?
I'm not being self-effacing. Everybody on the internet, I swear to God, they're like, Tommy should be Mojo. Never a compliment. Keep that to yourself.
That's never a compliment.
No.
Right.
I mean, my God, at least make me the Blob. At least he can walk. Anyway, we get the return of Mojo. I had talked about this in our first X-Men 97 breakdown. The Mojo episode of the animated series is one of my favorites because they do a takeoff on Miami Vice and they take a takeoff on I Dream of Jeannie, which is just I Dream of Jean. And Mojo basically puts the X-Men in different scenarios to get ratings. And as he says in this episode, it was his highest rated program ever. So we find an 18-year-old Jubilee, a milestone birthday in Charles Xavier's School for the Gifted.
Yeah, she can buy cigarettes.
Now Magneto has a new person to freaking prey on.
No kidding. Now Magneto's looking like how people were that weird when the Olsen twins turned 18. Do you guys remember that?
Oh yeah.
Oh my God.
There was countdown clocks, you freaking creeps. Could you imagine now if someone did that to a 17-year-old Disney star and put a countdown? I mean, they do it behind closed doors, obviously. Watch that freaking documentary. But yeah. Anyway, we don't have to get off on that tip. But all I'm saying is we get an 18-year-old Jubilee, and all she wants to do on her birthday, you guys, is go to the arcade and just bro out with the X-Men.
Yeah.
But no.
Not an unreasonable request, in my opinion.
No, I think that's what a fun, how many people do you know have their birthdays in LA at barcades now? I mean, it's a timeless birthday. You go, you play Donkey Kong, you play Pac-Man, you have a great time. The Sentinels show up, they riff the roof off the mall, and tale as old as time, you guys.
Tale as old as time, song as old as Jubilee. 18 years old.
18 years old.
Juby and the Beast.
The oldest a song can be is 18 years old.
That's MC's 2 favorite characters. I love that.
God.
That's really cute.
Juby.
Wait, oh my God, with her yellow jacket, Painter-Menti.
Yeah.
Oh.
Painter-Menti, if you're out there. I will pay top dollar for a Belle Jubilee Beast the Beast fan art collab.
Oh my God, that would be incredible.
Please, Painter-Menti.
Yo, we should just have a Painter-Menti signal. It's like, Painter-Menti.
It's just a crayon. Alexa, put a crayon in.
Yeah.
Jubilee wants to have her birthday at the arcade, and mean old Magneto says, oh, what a ridiculous place that would be. I can't wear my halter top and 7 scarves outside to an arcade. I might be embarrassed of how I look. Bro, look within yourself. Don't leave the house in that outfit. That's embarrassing.
Right.
Yeah, just don't do that. Leave those scarves in the danger room, maybe. I don't know.
He needs those scarves to stay safe from Rogue.
Listen, what ends up happening is instead of going to a barcade, she gets full on Jumanji. Mojo pulls a regular old Jumanji on them.
By the way, guys, you know I love you two very much. If you ever come upon a sparking console that says Montendo that you've never heard of, I'm begging you, do not touch it. Don't touch it.
I'm gonna get slurped right in. I'm gonna get slurped right the heck
Bro,
in
like
there.
that's how you get me though, because like that looked exactly like, the retro consoles that I grew up on. Like I freaking love that.
It looked like a Sega Genesis. It looked like a perfect hybrid of a Sega Genesis, Nintendo 64, and PlayStation 1. It had like components of everything. They did a great job not making it look like any specific IP. Just like
you can't sue us.
The shape of Nintendo 64, the Genesis black rectangular body. Anyway, it's a Motendo. It's surprise you're back in Mojo world. But Mojo has pivoted from a TV network. He's no longer a mega producer. He is now a video game maven, trapping people in video games, and particularly the vaunted X-Men cabinet arcade game.
Yes, I freaking love that Easter egg. Like it was just so fun to see like what it looks like on the inside, and like I don't know, I just love the arcade aesthetic of the old X-Men arcade game because it's just very nostalgic.
Also, can I say a dream scenario for a Secret Wars scene?
Yes.
I want Mojo to meet Kevin. The two most meta characters. We have Mojo, who is basically the voice of the producer, right? He's supposed to be the person who manipulates who enslaves the creatives, right? He's a proxy for network notes and network bigwigs. Then you have Kevin, who is similarly a robot that is controlling the MCU according to the She-Hulk lore. I want Mojo and Kevin to square off.
Oh hell yeah!
or team up.
I don't know if Kevin would really stand a chance.
Probably not. But maybe Mojo would see the value. The thing about Mojo is he's not above saving his own ass or doing something for maximum ratings. Maybe he would realize the ratings boon of what Kevin has in store. So, like you said, Whitney, they're going through the levels of the video game. It's awesome. They're getting to experience. It's like every kid's dream. Like you're in Mario World jumping around.
The animation in those scenes is so cool because it really feels like real. Like it feels like you are really like in this video game with them. And the colors are just so like vibrant and bright and 90s. And it just, oh God, it was gorgeous. Like all of the scenes in this particular episode were just so beautifully animated. I was beside myself.
Tons and tons of Easter eggs too for all you Easter egg hunters. We got lots of
you eggheads out there.
Yeah.
For all you egg salad sandwiches out there.
Egg salad sandwiches out there. But yeah, no, we had a ton of Easter eggs, like references to past X-Men comic covers and whatnot.
And MT found the coolest Easter egg of them all. He texted it to the group chat.
Are we talking about the second part yet? Are we jumping too forward to the Forge story?
Oh, sorry. We were saying Easter eggs and I got ahead of myself. Okay, it's a mystery. It's a mystery.
Yes,
Save
it's
it
a really
for
funny Guardians of the Galaxy Easter egg I found in X-Men 97, which is
stick around for the whole episode to find out what.
We'll talk about that later.
You won't know unless you watch the whole
But we
thing.
also we get a Dazzler shout out. We get a shout out. Dazzler couldn't be here. Dazzler, of course, famously is in the X-Men, the arcade game, in place of Jubilee. Controversially.
I do not support that. Jubilee deserves all the praise, all the attention. Dazzler's just a copycat of a woman.
I agree, but I mean that game is one of the most sexist games in the sense that like the three most awesome players to be in that game are Cyclops, Wolverine, and Nightcrawler by far. Nightcrawler teleports people. He
True.
His attack is to go through people. It's great. And I loved that they used the sounds from Magneto from the game to be Magneto in the cartoon. Like, I am Magneto.
So freaking dope. I love that. Like I really want, I don't know if this could ever happen in the MCU live action, but like a Marvel versus Capcom type of scenario. Like, I don't know, like maybe at least on the Marvel animated side anyway, just to get some like, bring in Ryu, bring in like all the Capcom characters, and just have a really fun like Mojo-esque scenario.
Well, Mojo is the key to making all of that happen. I think he's the one that can connect him or Deadpool. So the lesson is Roberto da Costa gets killed within the game.
Which was terrifying.
Which was really scary and kind of heavy for a cartoon. But much like the video game, the little flat X that gives you an extra life, Jubilee finds one, gives it to young da Costa and brings him back. And then an older version of Jubilee teaches her that like the magic of living is the uncertainty and the fact that someday we all cross the Rainbow Bridge, the Bifrost into Valhalla, where Heimdall is waiting for us with open arms.
When Heimdall greets me in Valhalla, he's only going to have one open arm because in his other arm, he's going to be holding Pugsley.
Oh my God. Yes. I love it.
I love that. I really liked the just like the message of this episode, because like it's something that I could relate to personally, because like the idea of like, not being able to like let go of like, the past and like just like to just live there and to just like be like, all right, I don't want to grow up. I don't want to like, because like, mortality is scary.
It's very scary. And we have more escapes than ever. I mean, I feel like I escape reality in little 10-minute pockets 7 times a day. There are times where I completely disassociate and I find myself down some kind of visual or stimulus like music rabbit hole. And it's jarring when you come back in and you're like, oh shit, like wherever that last song took me, or last, whatever video took me, I'm now back in the real world and I don't know how to feel about that.
And like video games are like a massive like avenue for that. And like that, and like I like how the episode was like, yeah, video games are freaking awesome, but they can be an avenue to which, someone can like not really engage with the world, engage with their friends, or engage with their family, and like just to like stay in fantasy worlds is not actually living. I like the lesson of just like, hey man, like it's good to like embrace who you are as a person now, and like you don't have to stay a kid forever, but like you can still keep the parts of like that you liked about like your childhood with you while also growing up. So like I like X-Men 97 because like it's really diving into like really human issues. Like I feel like that, like it's really important to have like a cartoon like that.
And I do feel like most other like media that tries to do that, where they try to be like, media will be the death of us. Like, for example, like The Incredibles 2, where it was just like, the internet is so bad. It's just bad all the time. I feel like this one, they didn't try to like hit you over the head with it in like an after school special preachy kind of way. Like they weren't like, kids, video games are the devil. And if you don't hop off the Nintendo, you're gonna don't the rest of your life. And
you'll
like,
die.
You'll die. They don't do that. I love that they instead, she like finishes like all this stuff and she's like, yeah, be a kid. Video games are sick, but like also so is living. And then she's like, but don't get me wrong. Video games rule. They are awesome. She's just like, look, I'm not gonna fucking lie to you, kid. Video games fucking rule.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lose all credibility and just make statements up.
Listen, I want you to get a little vitamin D. That's all. I'm just saying, go outside sometimes.
A little vitamin da Costa.
Got him. Hey.
Speaking of losing all credibility, that bastard Forge in the second part, Life Death Part 1. Boy, oh boy, do we find out Forge has been keeping some secrets from Storm. Holy shit. The same exact weapon that the Executioner used to take her powers away was created based on technology that a very embittered, embattled, bewitched, bemused, sad Forge took a government contract, created that weapon, and now, out of guilt and what I think is a very rushed love for Storm, has decided to heal her.
Yeah, I was like, whoa, bro, what is like, settle down. You just met this chick, man. What the fuck's wrong with you?
He's responding to guilt and to the penis in his pants. Those are the two things that he's focused on right now.
That's very true. Very true. So we find we see ourselves in like a rustic cabin. Forge has made his father's famous bison chili recipe.
That's how I get all the women, with my bison chili.
I'll be honest. If you looked like Forge, had a cabin that was decorated like that, and made bison chili, and you had a woman back there and fed that to her for dinner, if you did not get any action that night, there's something wrong with you.
How is he going to get action when they're both going to be farting themselves to death after eating the chili? You don't survive chili without farting.
Don't kink shame.
Come on, man. I'm sorry.
Au contraire, Whitney. He used lean cuts of meat so that the flavor can really lock in. Those lean cuts are going to take their time to pass through the large intestine, then small intestine. They're not going to be farting till morning. It's going to be that awkward thing where you really got to fart in the morning and you're holding the sheet halfway up your head and you're like, is she asleep enough that I can rip ass? You're like, why is her bathroom only 5 feet away from her bed? I can't go fart there either. Can I go outside? Where are my pants? Why do I only have one sock on? Oh God, the condom's not opened yet. Did I raw dog this? Oh my God, am I going to be a father? That's all I'm saying.
No, I hooked up with this girl once, and I woke up in the morning before her, and I had to fart so bad, and her apartment was so small that I was like, even if I fart in the bathroom, she's still going to hear me. So I literally went outside to fart because she was too hot to fart in front of.
Elegant. You did the right thing. You made an elegant choice.
Like, not to make this a farting. I get so paranoid about where to release I'm like, I don't know what to do with this. It's like having like a bomb. It's like, it's about to go off. What do I
do? So he feeds her the chili, and then he lets her know that he's got something for her. He's made a machine to bring back her powers. He can do anything with his mind. He uses parts of his mind that other humans can't. They can't access with their normal brains. He can make connections that are abstract and different. He's like a permanent Rubik's Cube on autopilot. Whatever that means, X-Men 97 writers.
No idea what that means.
Frank, come on the show and explain yourself for that one, Frank. I want to know what that means. Yeah, we find out that he's working on a machine to give Storm her powers back. They do it, and they try to give her powers back. They don't do it. Trust me, Storm is disgusted with him. They put her. He goes in the machine, and it doesn't work, guys. It's a bust. It's an absolute bust. Storm is devastated. She slaps him across the face when he reveals that he was part of the problem, not just part of the cure. And then we get this weird dream sequence. Where Storm falls
or
off
is it a weird dream sequence? It is the actual coming of the adversary. One of Forge's, what's it called? Nemesises. Because Forge is like a shaman type of dude. Before he became an X-Men.
This guy's had a lot of jobs.
Honestly, I freaking love Forge as a character. He needs to be the new Tony Stark of the MCU because that's essentially what he is. He looks like Tony Stark. He's suave like Tony Stark. But he's just like farm Tony Stark. He's like, I'm on the land.
He's Tony Bark.
Yeah,
Tony Park.
Because he's outside.
Tony Parks and Rec.
Yeah.
Tony Park and Wreck my relationship with Storm. But no, I freaking love this dude because he's just he has so much potential because he can create anything, much like Tony Stark could in a way. And so that could be a huge asset in the MCU moving forward. He's basically like a cyborg because of his augmentation. So he can make weapons out of his body parts. I think it's super cool. Anyway, not to ramble about this dude.
No, but ramble away.
But yeah, no. I really liked this part of the episode a lot because of the implication of and the science behind what happened to Storm. And it ties into a really fun Easter egg I found because during their conversation about power and how Storm's power was absorbed away from her when she got shot by that purple ray of radiation, they talk about that radiation. They're like, hey, man, it's not about trying to reverse what he did to you, but trying to channel that very power. And while they're having that conversation, in the background, you can see the Power Stone from Guardians of the Galaxy, the orb, half of the orb on this little board in the background. And I was like, as soon as I saw that, I've watched Guardians of the Galaxy too many times not to know what that is. I was like, yo, that is the freaking orb, just chilling in the background, implying that this dude either met Star-Lord or found the orb himself in this universe. But it does firmly tie this universe into the MCU. I don't believe that this is just a throwaway universe.
We saw in Loki that every universe has their own Infinity Stone. So this is just that's where the Power Stone is.
Exactly.
It's hanging on a little picture on a guy's wall. I'm not gonna lie, dude. I thought it was just when I looked at that wall of stuff, I was like, oh, that's some nice science stuff he's got there. That's probably like an atom or something like that. What
Step
nice
further
little
than me, Whitney.
science.
I didn't even look at that wall. I was like, oh, what a nice story. This devious bastard.
Yeah, and then meanwhile, like Tommy and I are just like sitting around being like, oh wow, look at the pretty colors in this cartoon. And MT is like, I can see everything. I have a connection. Like
it's literally Kevin Feige and his freaking brilliance, because like he literally color codes everything in the MCU so well that like it just all makes sense. Because like, not to go on like this huge Marvel trigger theory rant, but like purple in the MCU is the color of amplified absorption. It's like you can absorb things really, really well, like we saw in the Marvels. Like that was all what's her face's deal, Darben, and that's why she exploded like Peter Quill when he grabbed the Power Stone in Guardians of Galaxy 1. It's that similar science of like you being able to absorb everything like crazy and become super powerful. And that's why Dormammu is purple. That's why Agatha had purple power. It's all about absorption. That's literally why freaking Wakanda and like, you know, the Black Panther suit. Like it's all about like absorbing energy. And so like that's what they're talking about in that scene. It's all about like, all right, we're not trying to reverse this absorption ray energy power. We're going to try to channel that and like try to get you to get your powers back in that way. And like I'm so curious as to what this machine is going to look or how she's going to get her powers in a following episode. In hopefully it's the next episode. Because like I really want to see who this adversary is, because like this dude is like, you know, basically a demon. Like you're Mephisto, you're like this dude is a powerful like demon, able to like rewrite timelines, man. Like this is not someone to be messed with.
It was definitely demonic, similar eye drawing mechanism where there's just the eyes appear that they used for Sinister in the previous episode. So it was kind of like, oh, maybe these are just this is just the X-Men 97 calling card for nefarious beings. It's like you see the eyes first, the outline of the eyes. I really liked it. I thought both episodes were good. I thought it was an interesting, you know, live action does this a lot where they'll take isolate characters and kind of leave a lot of the main cast out of episodes. I thought it was really interesting for an animated series to do it.
To do a bottle episode.
Yeah, especially one is limited in run right now is X-Men 97. Like we know there's only 12 episodes, like, you know, and I still liked it. I mean, there'll be more, but you know, for now, our first little batch is going to be 4. But I thought it was really interesting. I thought like, you know, the themes in the birthday episode were really profound, and the possibilities in the second episode, including all those Easter eggs that I'm just pretending I didn't see, were really, really amazing. I had a great time, and I encourage everyone to watch it almost as much as I encourage everyone to check out our sponsor for today.
Let's roll these bones.
Yeah.
Okay, so the first one is 4. That is one person.
Ooh.
And then we have 17, which is chew. One person chew.
Hey, Whitney.
Yeah?
You know my worst nightmare.
What?
It's chewing other people's food.
Same. I hate that. I hate being baby birded.
I am not a mama bird. I am not here to eat and then spread the nutrients via my mouth to your mouth. No, ma'am.
I don't want that.
Well, why are we even friends, Tommy? That's why I started this friendship.
Well, MT, we started this friendship with you so that we could introduce you to one person chews. You're the only guy we know who believes in 2-person chews, but today Tommy and I are selling you 1-person chews.
Now available over the counter, 1-person chew is a completely biologically correct human dummy with all of the chewing muscles, mouth muscles, salivatory glands, tongues, uvula that a normal human has. The only difference is it's completely battery operated. So what you do, it's this simple. You put your meal inside the 1-person chew. You pat him on the head, say, "Who's my special boy?" Push his nose in. That activates him. He will chew the food using his saliva to break down the food into digestible nutrients for you, and then slowly begin spitting them out in a perfect arc into your mouth, creating the perfect person to person nutrient sharing for those of us that aren't ready to go back to the lifestyle of feeding other people with our mouths. Now, don't just ask me about this product. Ask our celebrity endorser, Brad Shitz, who is the world's preeminent Brad Pitt impersonator. How you doing? I'm Brad Shitz.
I'll be shitting.
What's in the toilet? What's in the toilet? What's in the toilet?
And if it's your first night at shit club, you have to fart.
Yeah.
You have to fart.
All right. Check out One Person Chews, now available at Walgreens. And we thank them so much for sponsoring us.
What? Saliva, you said? Well, I'll have to just see if I can discover some alternate uses for this.
Oh my God, MT! No, the One Person Chew is not a sex robot.
Yeah, the One Person Chew. You should not put your genitals anywhere near the one. It has chew in the title. It will chew you.
Listen, my kinks are my kinks.
When we created the One Person Chew, we accidentally created an AI soul inside of it, so it will experience whatever you do to it. It will have real human emotions towards what you're doing to it. So please, just use it for what it was intended for, feeding large meals into it and having it spit it back out to you in digestible, salivated, broken down nutrient bites. Guys, speaking of salivatable, broken up nutrient-sized bites, we got a bite-sized casting report from, I mean that because she's a tiny
nibble.
She's a tiny little actress. Julia Garner is going to be in Fantastic Four.
Whoa.
Hey now. My name is Jonah Hill, and I don't believe that women can surf. Women surfing is immoral. Yeah. Don't you be out there. What's she going to do? She's going to get on the ocean and start looking at other men? Is she going to look at other men while surfing? No. No,
she's going to show her silver ass on Instagram surfing. Then I might just have to go out and find myself some other action. Jonah, shame on you. You've ruined surfing for all fat guys.
Hashtag MCU. Keep women out of surfing and out of the MCU.
Now, let's all jokes considered. This character is canonically a woman in the comic books before Nerdrotic has a 10-hour stream tomorrow complaining about it.
It's too late. He's already recording.
Oh, my God. But this is a canonically female version of the Silver Surfer, right?
Oh, is it Shalabal, his wife? That's very interesting because, like, I wonder how they're going to go with this because, like, Galactus can make pretty much anybody he wants into his herald. And we know that, like, this Fantastic Four movie is going to be tied to the multiverse. So, like, I wonder if this is just going to be a variant of the Silver Surfer that we just run into when they're just traveling different universes. Like, all right, this is universe, like, 27. And, like, this is the one where, like, a Norrin Rath's wife got to turn into the Silver Surfer to save the planet instead of him. So, like, that's a good what-if scenario that could potentially happen. But, like, even if it's not, and, like, you know, this is the main MCU Silver Surfer, who cares? Like, it doesn't really matter, like, what, like, Silver Surfer's genital situation is like.
I could not give two bags of hammers about this, but I'm just saying I can already, it sucks. It's kind of like it is telling on my own biases a little bit to predict the outrage, but I am earnestly do not care. I just know in the position the three of us are in, we're going to be dealing with constant barrage of like, can you fucking believe this? And the answer is yes.
Why are they making surfing woke again? Yeah. Stop it.
Keep woke out of my surfing. Keep
no woke away from the Silver Surfer.
The only thing I want to, yeah, exactly. I love this actress. She was brilliant in Ozark. Brilliant in, was it Inventing Anna or whatever it was? So
I was going to say, I weirdly have only seen this woman in her like true crime or true crime adjacent movies. So like she was really good in Inventing Anna. She was really good in Dirty John. And the first movie I saw her in was Martha Marcy May Marlene back in 2011, which was that cult movie with Elizabeth Olsen.
These all sound like adult films. They just named off a bunch of films like Dirty John.
Two of them are murders, and one of them's a cult.
Dirty John is a sick individual.
That guy is fucking wild. But
Holy
then
shit.
inventing Anna, she wasn't a murderer. She was just a con artist. So it was
She
con
just doesn't
artist,
like,
murder,
She doesn't
cult.
like poor people.
She did not like poor people. They were ugly and embarrassing, and no thank you.
Don't worry about it. It's a credit card. Don't worry about it.
I'm putting it on the credit card.
It's the
Don't even
stupid
worry.
banks. Don't be mad at me about the banks. I can't help what the bank does.
I hope the Silver Surfer sounds exactly like that.
Oh my God, same. What if they make the Silver Surfer Anna Delvey? That would be so good.
Don't worry about it. He's just Galactus. Don't worry. It's so cringe.
Just let him eat your planet. It's fine.
Just let him eat your planet. Don't be like a poor person.
Okay, what? Like it's a big deal to let him eat your planet?
Yeah. Only poor people get mad when the Galactus eats their planet.
Only
Come
poor
on.
people.
That's not me. It's the stupid banks. The banks let him eat the planets. Come on.
We'll try to run the credit card again.
Well, anyway, I am in favor of this casting. I love her as an actress. I think she's going to be fabulous. She's absolutely a chameleon. I believe she's playing Madonna in a Madonna biopic, or at least at one point was attached. But she's got that curly blonde hair. Absolutely. She will be fantastic. Speaking of fantastic, no pun intended, you two are fantastic. You're fantastic friends. I love you so much.
Oh my goodness, you too, man.
You're a fantastic friend. We love you.
Well, if there's one thing I'm good at, is I'm good at segues, and I love you guys. And you know what? It's a tough time of year right now, I think, for people. You know, it's we're all kind of in that spring gloom where it's not quite summer yet. The weather isn't getting better. I've had some ups and downs the last few weeks. My friends Whitney and MT have been there for me, and I cannot stress this enough. Check in on your friends, guys, especially if they're not saying anything. If they're complaining all the time, I get it. I can be that friend that harps and complains and dwells. But if they're not saying anything, just check in and let them know you care. I got a great text message from my friend this morning who I haven't talked to in months, who said, I'm just thinking about you. I hope you're doing great in New York. It was a lovely message to receive. It made my day. I've been riding high on it all day. You never know what 2 sentences in a text message can do. Take care of your pals.
Take care of your pals. Talk to them. Tell them you miss them. Tell them you love them. Tell them you would snug them if you were there.
Like, this is something that like I need to like take in for myself, because like I've been so disattached from my like IRL pals for like so long. I've been trying to like, you know, to see them more in person, and like it is I'm still like, I still have quarantine brain, so like I'm slowly like exiting out of that. So like, you know, it's been really great reconnecting, and like it makes my life feel more rich, because like
Absolutely.
you know, it's just like that's what life is all about, just like having connections, connecting with people, and like, you know, and just vibing out, you know. And like that's why I love doing the show with you guys, because like it's a gift.
There's a life outside of your screens. You got to talk to your pals to have a real time.
I love my pals in this screen, too.
I love my pals in the screen, too.
Yes.
So just like Jubilee, I've learned the message, but I am going to say, talking to your pals on a screen absolutely slaps as well.
But it is nice. It is nice to get out there and connect with people and check in on your homies and tell them you love them, tell them you snug them, send them pictures of dogs you see on the street. I usually text Tommy. I think of Tommy almost every single time I have a beer. So most of Tommy's phone is selfies of me drinking a beer. I think of him.
And I love it. I absolutely love it. Guys, I love you guys. Everyone else, I love you too. Check in on your pals. Don't forget, the best way to support us is to check out our merch store. Our merch store. I'm talking
merch
like
store.
Anna Delphi now. Our merch store, which is Guardians of the Palaxy.shop.
.store.
.store.
Yeah, Guardians of the Palaxy .store, babe.
.store. And Paige Dementi, if you're listening, draw a beast as Beast from the Disney movies.
If you want.
Julia's Bell, and have them dancing, and maybe have Cogsworth in the background. You know what he should be doing. Ms. Minutes. All right.
Got him.
Minutes. All right. Not going to get better than that. Peace out, pals.
Bye, guys. Mwah.